Welcome, shot caller, rising to the challenge. Greetings, shot caller. I would like to say thank you for all the times you've held it together when you could have just said enough. Steer the ship when you could have done your own thing. Bore the weight of all your relationships when throwing in the towel was so easy. Held on when you could have really just let go. I truly admire you and the wonderful divine masculine energy you possess. Sir, who are you really? Find yourself below and add whatever you wish. We've got so many titles: father, brother, caretaker, husband, community activist, bearer of the day-to-day grind, hustler, lover, friend, judge and jury, counselor, captains of industry, coach, builder, warrior. Most of you identify with most, if not all, these titles, and the list goes on and on. You deserve respect, love, and acceptance. Your observable traits are confident, stable, focused, consistent, driven, desire to build and assist, seeking ways to enrich your life and family through various avenues, development of new ideas. You're a method man, great role model, strong defender of territory. Now let's peek into the inner man. A lot of times it isn't the enemy, it's the inner me. Unfulfilled things, believing that you have to just bear those things and not really get to the heart or meat of the matter of who you truly are and what you would like to express. Now, as we look inside, we see first, you haven't revealed your truth. You have no outlet for the expressions, the desire, and love relationships. You're tired of maintaining the status quo. Passion isn't sustained or rewarded. You would like to find your authentic self. Gain knowledge of your original blueprint from the Creator that's been hidden inside, hidden for ages. Sir, I'm not talking about astrology here. Bottom line, you want the real you, your true purpose, and that's multiple things that are to guide you through life. They give you enrichment, fulfillment, and you see the full power when you connect to the full truth of your crystal core. And you have no idea where to start. Mastering the moment. You are the master of everything when you choose to conform your outward reality to your inner truth. Well, this is a common male response. I didn't create my outward reality and I just live in this world doing the best I can. My reply would be, sir, I'm speaking of being in the present, not just going through the motions. Same stuff, different day. You have the tools. Your consciousness, which is just your awareness and knowledge, is a powerful device when used properly. Consciousness, and I'll give you my quick definition, that's tapping into your inner core. We're not looking on the outside, we're going in and developing those things that you haven't known about and haven't paid attention to. Developing the total matter of your original blueprint. Every human being is equipped with the ability to navigate this world according to their original plan. The crystalline core is activated by focusing on this higher state. Your true awareness, your true state of being only needs not just the left brain, right brain. They are to be governed by the midbrain. Mental and emotional issues only arise when the midbrain area has been overlooked. As an infant, you recognize all states of being, but you were trained to focus only on the OOS, the O's. Well, what are O's? How does that affect me? Glad you asked. OOS means obvious outside sources. That's a broad category, but here's a quick explanation. As an infant, you noticed aura, sight, sounds from both states of awareness. And then you have focused on your parents, your siblings, etc., and vibrations and sounds from the pre-birth arena. Babies are trained to focus their awareness on these obvious things, objects, people, places, and cancel out anything else. In other words, use your left brain, right brain, and totally ignore your crystalline center activating point, which is the midbrain region, which houses the pineal gland and pituitary gland connections. Our Creator provided all we need to live. Those O's overlap into areas of life. Everything you do, you're connecting with an obvious outside source. You work because they said this is what you should do, and you do that because you were either trained or taught through life experiences. Some things are not taught, they're caught. You go to a place and say, well, this is how they do things here. But everything, have you noticed, in your life was from outside? Most of it, 90%. So when you're in that center of the O's, they overlapped in all arenas of your life. What you do publicly, what you do privately, where you think you should go, would go, need to go, keeping us working as cogs in a great wheel. Now let me put a disclaimer out here. I'm not saying that you don't need to have sources of income. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm talking about taking yourself higher to a point of sacred neutrality where you understand and are fully aware of what you're doing. And as you go through your day, remember, each day you're only lending yourself to the process. You are not a slave to the process. You have an obvious reason and a goal for why you are there, and things that are not of integrity, authenticity, and honesty, you will not align yourself with that. Shot callers don't do that. They're not followers, they are leaders. Yes, when you have a work contract, we'll talk about that. You've agreed to work a specific term for a specific amount, very specific amounts, and you know what you should do. But as far as you, the individual, there are a lot of things that you will not lend your time and efforts to because they only create more layers on your mental, physical, and emotional structure that do not help develop the true you. So I want to make sure that you understand that I am not bashing God, Creator, Source, whatever you call, Most High, or whatever term suits your belief system. I believe strongly in this infinite source. So currently most fields of study are all admitting that we're all branches of the same tree. And as Albert Einstein so famously made that statement, we do agree now. Okay, enough of that. I'll keep things very simple. But going back for just a moment, let's look at this. We understand that we have varying dogmas, doctrines that are downright flawed or changed to fit the system of whatever group was wielding the scepter, whoever was in charge, whether it was RCC, whatever place, and then you became very, shall I say, disenchanted, disillusioned. Things that men have control over, sometimes they change. We see that as a pattern. Your tools. What are your tools? Your tools are designed to unlock your treasure chest now. See, for example, if you found a chest you've never opened before, but when you did, it contained exactly what you needed to complete a long overdue project. Would you respond, I don't believe in tools, these aren't mine? Or would you think, perhaps I should just give this a try? Nothing happens by chance. Now you have a golden opportunity to recalibrate your inner man to repair the world. That's right. Your space in the world is very important. We are a quilted group of beings, okay? We have a quilted consciousness. That means the things that you lend your mind, your efforts, and your desire to. So if there's something that is different from what you want it to be, are you lending anything other than complaints to that? You were designed specifically to answer some issues, to solve some issues, to learn some various things here, and to be totally abundant. Not based on the world's financial system, but based on the cues of all of that you possess inside, that you have the ability to create wealth financially, spiritually, emotionally. Always. So you're not lacking. You're not lacking at all. So, Authentic Reality Check version 5.0 is authenticity is integrity at its best, providing every shy caller the opportunity to go within, finding that portion of your truth that hasn't been seen, mining the inner dimensions, meaning this is a lifelong thing. So this is not about I'm giving you some plan and then tomorrow you try for 3 weeks and then blah blah blah, it falls to the side. No, because you're going to be totally amazed at what you already have and find that this is your completion, the tools that you will be using always that take you higher and higher and deeper, and you will be dissolving and resolving many things. So mining the inner dimensions, think of this as finally viewing your entire spectrum, one facet at a time. Connecting with your source of radiant truth, a very rewarding process. Higher consciousness, and let's just change that. Actually, it's knowledge and ability. We're talking about what you already have. And I want to make a very defining, clear line here. I'm not talking about supernatural, because supernatural is something that's outwardly attained or power observed as otherworldly. I mean naturally super, naturally superior to each circumstance when you know your tools. Got it? And that applies to every facet of your life in this universe. You will have all your questions answered and your truth activated as you become what? ALL, an authentic leading light. You were created for this path and this process. Allow me once again to clarify. I'm not talking about supernatural, a power observed from somewhere coming on. No, you never know when it's coming or where it's going. I'm specifically addressing naturally super vibrational flow. When you tap into your vibrational flow, which you do have, and we're going to do an experiment, accessing that crystalline core energy that has remained dormant until now. You were created in an infinite pool of love. Everything begins and ends with love. Negativity, hatred, and all of that are only temporary sensations that are like volcanoes going up and down. So synchronizing all these powerful components are life-changing. Absolutely. Just think of that for one moment. Life-changing to where you are becoming more fulfilled. The more you use your tools, the more honed you are at it, the more of the process and everything, you continually to rise above it because you are able to view things from a very different point. Now, shot caller, how low can you go? Will you follow the latest trend and lose yourself to depression, drugs, alcohol, sexual promiscuity, everything that is hyped in the media? Though widely reviewed as normal, there are temporary fixes that only build another layer of negative frequencies within you, covering the true you. Once again, there you go, following obvious outside sources. Will you purchase another slick seminar, retreat, or the latest downloads for instant relief? Why are you covering a volcano with superglue? That's a very temporary solution. Excavating the inner dimension, revealing the beautiful facets of the powerful diamond within. Your mind shaft is full. Are you willing to tune your power core and overload with infinite wisdom, love, and joy? Is that a yes? Well, let's just see. On the next slide, in this present moment, this is something you need to do alone, by yourself. Come back and revisit this if you like a live guiding meditation through it. It is plain words, no mumbo jumbo, so that you understand what you're saying. So when you get in your quiet space, I want you to look at this, take a few deep breaths, and clear your mind. Say, this moment is for me. This time is for me. And it requires you to write down the date, time, and place where you stood and made this original shot caller manifesto. And it says, I purpose in my heart at this present moment to be open as you reveal my unique abilities as I receive this knowledge regarding my inner self. I know that every infinite ability comes from you. I hold no one at fault for my past mistakes or misguidance. I ask that you, God, Source, Creator, Savior, reveal my inner truths completely. I endeavor to know myself and experience true change. I will sit alone quietly and record my deepest desires that I share only with you. I will receive your eternal truths in love. As I grow in my revealed truth, I will live my truth as ALL, authentic leading light. Thank you, my Creator and my God. As above, so below. Bring unto me love, your infinite love,